Welcome to the most must-see WWE talk show in history. Welcome to Miz TV.
Hey, this is TBK here. Got another good one for you guys today. We'll be talking about WWE RAW live show commentary reaction. We'll be discussing going over Monday Night Raw, the episode of what happened and everything of sort. Also, we'll discuss as well the bonus round, talking about who should defeat Gunther, mainly who's going to win the championship from Gunther at some point. That will be discussed later. But the main thing we'll talk about is Raw right now. And later on, we'll talk about who should become the new Intercontinental Champion. So that's going to be a good one. And this is literally the go-home show before Elimination Chamber. This is the last Monday Night Raw before Elimination Chamber. So let's talk about that. But we got a good one coming up, so let's check it out. We'll go over each match. Then I'll tell you what I think of the show, and then we'll go to the bonus round. Also here live on X. After we talk about Raw, I will end the bonus round. We'll start the bonus round, but end it on X. If you want to check the bonus round, that's on YouTube for Red Carpet Ring. So with that being said, let's get into it. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about what happened. Let's talk about the kickoff show. So the first match was Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. There's normally a promo of sort that kicks off Raw. We normally hear a promo by Cody. It could be Drew or Seth Rollins, but normally it's got into the match. As we know that this match was announced last week due to Cody being attacked by Drew. They attacked each other. Last week it ended with Drew attacking Cody. So that kicks off Monday Night Raw. Good, solid match, We saw that Cody was about to hit the crossroads on Drew, but Jey Uso and Solo interfered in the match. So since they interfered in the match, Cody was not able to hit the crossroads on Drew. And since Drew saw the distraction, he capitalized and he ended up getting the dub. Cody was defeated by Drew McIntyre. And this is Cody Rhodes' first pinfall loss since WrestleMania 39. Now, with this loss, not only is his first pinfall, but it's shades of what could happen at WrestleMania, like what The Rock said on SmackDown, and also what happened last year at WrestleMania. Is it like WrestleMania 39? Bloodline is showing dominance again. We saw what The Rock said, heard what he said, and now it's Monday Night Raw. We got parts of the Bloodline on Raw. Hence to what The Rock said. Of course, Cody Rhodes, he said he'll make sure you do anything that Cody Rhodes walks out of WrestleMania 40 a loser, meaning that the Bloodline's going to show dominance time and time again. Well, not just SmackDown, but the whole WWE, including Monday Night Raw. So that is crazy. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens upcoming weeks. But Drew getting a win over Cody is huge. That is huge that he got a win over Cody. So this is very, very huge. I don't know what else to say, but I could say they're really pushing Drew McIntyre. Also, what I said last week on Wrestle Week News Day and Night, that Drew is the odds-on favorite to win the Elimination Chamber match this upcoming Saturday, and he will be the guy to win it all and face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40. it shows right here that he had the win over Cody Rhodes. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens next within headed to WrestleMania. But Drew, which I believe is still going to win the Elimination Chamber, and it really shows, proving my point, then yeah, Drew will win at WrestleMania 40. Not only go to WrestleMania 40 to face Seth, he will definitely win the whole thing. He will win the world title, become the new world heavyweight champion at WrestleMania 40 if Damian Priest is not cashing that contract. That's still a factor too. So I forget about Damian Priest and maybe other enemies that Drew McIntyre has created over the several past months. So that was a good way. Now afterwards, even though Drew got the win, we saw backstage that Cody was hurt. He was with trainers, and we saw that Seth Rollins pops up. You know, he comes to check him out, see how he's doing. But there were no words said between Seth and Cody. He took sunglasses off, looked at him. That was it. That was it in the story. And it's proving a point that it was Seth proving his point from last week, saying that Cody needs some help on his side. He cannot do this alone. The bloodline is more stacked than ever, especially with The Rock on the side. Like he said, Rock, Rome is two heads together, two powerful people, especially The Rock. So, but I know Cody Rhodes is tired of the bloodline, though. He's tired of bloodline. He's tired of him interfering. They cost him the championship at WrestleMania 39 last year, in the main event against Roman Reigns. Also, just cost him a match against Drew McIntyre on Raw. So Bloodline's coming at every angle to stop Cody from becoming champion. They're doing everything they can to stop this man from getting the title. It's going to be something else at WrestleMania 40. We saw the kickoff. We saw the commercial for Cody and Seth align with each other versus Rock and Roman Reigns. The Bloodline definitely going to be something. Good bread, salute to you. Thanks for coming out. So this is going to be fun. Road to WrestleMania is here. It's only going to get better for that matter. Now, we also had two. We had a women's battle royal, and so we had the women's battle royal. Who was going to get the final Elimination Chamber spot? Who was going to win that final Elimination Chamber spot for the women's? Who was going to win? It was a lot of women in there, but only one can win. So who won the final spot? That's the question. Let's see. Who could be the one to get that final spot? Who could win and end up becoming one person that we didn't expect to come? They've been gone for a while, and I mentioned her last week. That's the funny part. I just mentioned her. Raquel Rodriguez won the Last Chance Battle Royal. She won the Battle Royal, and she is going to go on to be in the Women's Elimination Chamber. And she will join the Naomi, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Tiffany Stratton. So she will join all of them. So afterwards, that when she came out, after Raquel was happy, like I said, she hasn't been around a while. I know she had like a skin issue, some type of condition, but it's good to see she's back. But all the women participate and showed up on Raw. Now we know Bianca, Tiffany, and Naomi, 3 of the 6 opponents, are on SmackDown. They all came out, and look how Bianca looks in her little outfit. Man. Let's move it along. First, Becky comes out. She talks about, she's going to win. Then Liv comes out. Then I believe Naomi came out. Then we got Tiffany coming out. Then, just the whole thing, all of them interrupting each other. Got really, really old and really, really tired. And it became boring until Nia Jax came out and actually saved the day She attacked all the women inside the ring. You know, all the participants heading to the match, everything. So it was definitely something. Um, definitely something. But other than that, it was a good segment for the women. Good segment for the women. So definitely something to highlight. But this segment was boring. I get that they all want to state their claim of why they're going to win the Elimination Chamber match, why they will head off to WrestleMania face Rhea or Nia, depends on who wins that match. But this whole segment was boring. It was dried out. We all knew what everyone was going to say. We knew Becky had her claim. We knew Liv had her claim. She wanted revenge against Rhea. And then Naomi, you know, she's new. She really has no claim. Tiffany, another new person, just came to the roster, as Bianca stated. Then Bianca stated, you know, she was the only one to win an Elimination Chamber match. Then Raquel just came back. I mean, it was really the only one that really had a claim was Becky and Liv, in my opinion. Bianca, you did win, but we know she ain't gonna win this match. Bianca's on SmackDown. She ain't gonna come to Raw now. But I believe that, you know, the segment just got old and tired, and I'm glad Nia Jax came in. She saved this horrible segment. She came in, attacked the women, you know, and then they were all attacking each other, of course, afterwards. So it's a good way to send them off and get them prepared for the Elimination Chamber match for the women's edition. I get that. So it was good, but I thought it was just a little too much. And now the question is, besides all the women coming out, besides the Born segment, besides Nia Jax coming out, who's going to win the Women's Elimination Chamber match? I stated who I got winning. The odds on favorite, Becky Lynch. You guys in the live chat and playback comment section, who is going to win this match for the women's? Could it be Naomi? Could it be Liv? Could it be Becky? Bianca, Tiffany, or the returning that just returned Raquel Rodriguez? Because this is a decent match. Now we know that Jade Cargill was originally rumored to be in this match, but they pulled her out a few days ago. I believe that the spot that Raquel is in right now would have originally went to not Jade Cargill, but it didn't. And I believe it was leaked because of a leak that I saw online. It showed Naomi, Liv, Becky, Bianca, Tiffany, and the last person was Jade. And they switched that out with Raquel. I think it was so obvious that she was going to be in. People was expecting that. And also that she was not going to win. It would be more likely Becky is going to win. And I guess they wanted to build up Jade much more. And they didn't want to give obvious that she was going to be in a match, save her for another event. So I like Raquel taking the spot. I have no problem with that. So it's going to be a good women elimination chamber setup. Very good. So we got to see who's going to win. And of course, we got the men's as well. So we do have the men's elimination chamber match. That's also going to be this Saturday. So we got Kevin, LA Knight, Drew, Randy, Bobby, and Logan Paul getting the last spot. So whoever wins face Seth Rollins. So we got that. Now, speaking of Nia Jax, we had a little segment. It was Nia Jax and Rhea. Anybody is. It was good, but can Nia Jax defeat Rhea? That's the question. That's the main question. Can Nia defeat her? Because Rhea made a claim that she vows to beat Nia at Elimination Chamber. So I think she's going to retain, more likely. I don't think that Nia is going to defeat Rhea. She does make a good threat to her title, but I don't think Rhea is going to let that happen. I think Rhea is going to find a way to defeat Nia and keep her championship, get ready for WrestleMania, as Rhea is pretty much headed on to her almost year title reign, which I also discussed a couple weeks ago. Who's going to finally defeat her? She's been champ for over 305 days now. I don't think Nia Jax is going to defeat her now. especially heading to WrestleMania. But she's a good opponent to set up for WrestleMania as we are into the road of WrestleMania. So I don't see Nia beating her. She's a good opponent. She's just not the opponent to defeat Rhea Ripley. I don't see that happening at all. At least I don't from my end. I don't see the reason for that, but we have to see. It was a good segment though, good setup for Rhea and Nia. Rhea got the dominant style. Nia has the size, power, but Rhea ain't no punk either. But yeah, she definitely will give. Nia would definitely give Rhea a run for her money. Like I said, I just don't see her win the match. Nia is good build. She's a good contender for the title and maybe eventually win the women's world title one day, just not Saturday. It's Rhea, Mommy is always on top, as she likes to say. So I don't see that happening. But like I said, it was a good segment. And it wasn't long, it was short. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short. It was right in between, got to the point. Nia made her claim she gonna squash Rhea. Rhea says she vows to defeat Nia Jax. And then Rhea got up and got up out of there. Back to business. So that was a good segment. Now, before we get to the main event, we did have Chad Gable versus Ivar. They had a match. Very good match. Chad Gable, Ivar. I know these guys wrestled not too long ago. But Chad Gable, every time he gets in the ring, he shows his dominance. He always shows what he can do in the ring, how talented he is. And, I have to give it to him. He's kind of remind me of Kurt Angle, but he just highlights his worth ethic in the ring. Every time I see Chad Gable in the ring, Ivar put up a good fight too. He did his power moves. He tried to get, Chad off the top rope. He missed. He got him one time, but it was a near fall. A lot of good near falls. But at the end, it was Chad Gable that defeated Ivar. And I like I said, Chad Gable is demonstrated. Now, he cut a backstage promo stating that while for the past 2 years, Alpha Academy got to where it needs to be. It's doing good with the addition of Maxine Dupree and Oxira. If I said his name right, excuse me if I didn't. He say needs to focus on him now. Chad Gable needs to focus on Chad Gable. And Chad Gable, of course, wants a singles championship in the WWE, mainly the Intercontinental Championship. And I will discuss the Intercontinental Championship and GUNTHER later on in the bonus round, as stated before. But Chad Gable is definitely showing a reason why he should be a contender for a singles championship run. And I like to see what happens next with Chad Gable. I don't know who's going to face off at WrestleMania. He is currently not on the Elimination Chamber card. Maybe be on a pre-show of some sort. I don't know. But definitely something to check out. Definitely something to check out. I'd like to see what happens next with him. But I would definitely like to see how they'll move forward with Chad Gable, as he is a great, talent. So we'd like to have to see what happens next. Now, with this match being done, he tapped out Ivar too. Great tap out. I like to say what Chad Gable did to Ivar. Tapped him out with the ankle lock. That's it. Ring the bell. Now, we're going to get to the main event of the evening. The main event of the evening is, as we know, the main event is Jey Uso versus GUNTHER for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, these guys teased the match last week as GUNTHER was celebrating his 600 plus day reign as champion. He said that Jey said, he's been a tag team champion. He's been a very long time, but he needs, similar to Chad Gable, he needs a singles championship, and he wants to challenge GUNTHER for the Intercontinental Championship. GUNTHER think he's a joke, saying that, I'm going to beat you worse than your family ever did, embarrass you. So they're going to have that match. So had a good solid match. Um, it was good spots from Gunther. Very, very good match. Good spots from Jey Uso as well. Um, you know, Jey looked like he could have won. He could win this match. He looked like he could defeat Gunther and become the new Intercontinental Champion. That's how I was looking, at least. So with that being said, with that look, it shows that Jey was giving it to Gunther. He was giving him multiple spears, giving him a splash. He did everything. I mean, and then Gunther, he got some near falls. Jey Uso got some near falls. The crowd was with Jey Uso. Yeet, 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 back and forth. Yeet, yeet, yeet. Gunther, he silenced it, doing what he do, his power, the power bombs, everything, the chops. Gunther know for them chops in the ring. So he did those chops definitely in the ring. And these guys had a good back and forth. I like the chemistry between Gunther and Jey Uso, and the fact that every time Gunther puts his championship on the line, whether it's on Raw, whether it's at a PLE, he always give it his best. That one thing I can say about Gunther. He always does that. He never he never disappoints us when he puts on a match. And no matter who his opponent is either. He had great opponents in Jey Uso. There was a great match for both of them. I know Jey Uso was also doing the super kicks, everything. Like I said, he put up the great fight in this match. And Jey is getting a little better as a singles competitor. We see him do his thing against Seth Rollins a few weeks ago for the World Heavyweight Championship, and now he's competing for the Intercontinental Championship. So this is definitely a good one. But like I said before, Jey hit them spears left and right. He got them outside the ring. He got them in the ring. I think he hit like 4 spears. So when he hit all those spears on Gunther, but it was near fall after near fall after near fall, and the crowd was right behind Jey. Like I said before, it looked like he could be the guy to end Gunther's long championship run as the Intercontinental Champion. Because Gunther is that dude, like Gunther says, in this sport, he takes it seriously as Intercontinental Champion. So definitely something to highlight. Definitely. I like how Gunther also does not need help from Imperium. He does this all on his own. He's showing you why he's the ring general. He's the ring general. He's definitely the ring general. So definitely, he's the ring general. He's giving it to every opponent. No help from Imperium. He's giving you chop after chop, powerbomb after powerbomb. He is not stopping any cost to retain his championship. Hence why he's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. Hence why he is still the Intercontinental Champion at 600 plus days. But like I said, Jey Uso is nothing to sneeze at. He's been putting every fight he could to win the Intercontinental Championship. In the ring, outside the ring, everything. Yeet. He got the Yeet crowd behind him. He believed in himself. He's doing a splash, everything. It looks so good that Jey was doing. He had momentum to win this match. You couldn't tell me he didn't have the momentum in. Even before the match started, they were saying Yeet before Samantha Irvin announced their names and announced, before the match start. You couldn't tell me he didn't have momentum going in, and he certainly did. So it's just, even though Jey had momentum going in, sometimes it's that key factor, or the X factor, I should say, that could slow your momentum down and stop you from winning the match, and in this case, stop you from winning the Intercontinental Championship match in the main event of Monday Night Raw. What do I mean by that? Well, it all got stopped by Jey Uso. When Jey Uso was going up the top of ropes, he hit the frog splash. He was going to pin. All of a sudden, we heard the ring bell. The Rangers bell, and there was no pin. It was Jimmy Uso in a hoodie that surprised all of us. Great setup by the storyline. And he hit the bell, and he came in, and Jey did his best to fend him off. He did a suicide dive to Jimmy Uso and the officials that was trying to get Jimmy out of the building. So when he did, Gunther caught him slipping. And when he did call him slipping, he did what he does. I don't think he did his power bomb, but he was able to defeat Jey Uso, and that was it. Gunther's still champion. Now we know that he know that Jey Uso gave him a run for his money. He was limping out the ring. Gunther was limping. He was barely making out the ring. Grabbed his title, had his hand raised while he was out the ring. He wanted to get up out of there. Gunther knew that he came in. Gunther's not a fool now. He is the ring general, but he's not a ring general idiot. Got up out of there, but Jimmy Uso was definitely, cost him the match, and he, like I said earlier, he did not win the match. Unfortunately, he did not win the match. I wish he did, but he didn't. Did not win the match, unfortunately. But it don't mean that Jey's gonna let Jimmy just get away with that. That ain't gonna happen. But other than that, though, it's crazy because he attacked him. Not only did he attack him, he let him know that you are not going to be bigger than me. He ain't going to let that happen. So we basically seeing a Jimmy versus Jey at WrestleMania 40 preview. That's what we're getting right now. We're seeing it right now. They're setting this up. As we stated before, since Jimmy cost Jey the championship, he turned on his brother at SummerSlam of last year in the main event against Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Universal Championship. Not only, it's a WrestleMania 40 preview. This is not the first time. Like I said, this is the second time Jimmy Uso has cost Jey Uso a championship match. The first was, like I said, against Roman SummerSlam. Now the Intercontinental Championship. Now Jey definitely has a reason to face his brother at WrestleMania. We saw the face-off at the Royal Rumble. That was another gem they was giving us from WWE. They're going to have a match at Mania. And it's because Jimmy Uso does not want to see his brother shine. That's what he said last night. He don't want to see his brother shine. He don't want to see him do anything. Not without him. And it's showing, like I said, the dominance of the bloodline. It's not a coincidence, It's this crazy, great storyline that they also not only Jey Uso was screwed, but also from the beginning, Cody Rhodes was screwed. Bloodline interfered in the opening match and main event match. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Now in the main event, Jey Uso versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. So Bloodline is showing their dominance. They're showing that they run WWE. They're on all shows, all matches that count most. They're screwing over Cody and they're screwing Jey. Now the reason I say that, now we talked about how Cody, needs help, from Seth. Seth has offered his services to help. We saw that earlier in the night. We saw that with Seth here. Here's the thing. Jey Uso will also help Cody along Seth, looking at what happened here in the main event. Jey Uso will also help Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. It won't just be Seth Rollins alongside Cody Rhodes. You're going to have Jey Uso there too, because now he got a beef with Bloodline because they keep interfering, costing him not just the championship against Roman, but now the Intercontinental Championship, which he very well had a claim to win. He was so close to winning. Not only that, I got some news here from the Turnbuckle Station, TBS. So, the thing about it is, Jey Uso in this match we have against Gunther for the title. Here's the interesting part about the whole thing. Jey Uso was so close to winning the match. We know that, but did you guys know this? Jey was supposed to win the Intercontinental Championship on Raw. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm gonna read the report right here. Report: Jey Uso was possibly planning to win the WWE Intercontinental title on Raw. WWE may have considered an Intercontinental title change on Raw. Jey was supposed to win this match, and it says here too. This is credit from Cultaholic. There was no title change on Raw. Russell Votes has reported that multiple people within WWE believe Jey was winning the Intercontinental Championship on Raw. As late as 2 hours before Raw, show rundowns reportedly listed a title change would be happening. So Jey was actually supposed to win the belt on Raw. He was supposed to win. He was not supposed to lose. That's why they gave so much momentum. That's why he was close to beating Gunther, but they hit a swerve and they threw Jimmy Uso to interfere and cost Jey the match and the championship. So that's just crazy that Jey was supposed to win the Intercontinental Championship, but they changed the last minute and end up Gunther retaining the championship. That is surprising. So they're really pushing for Jey Uso to win the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, I don't know why they changed it, but Jey was supposed to win the Intercontinental Championship. And I'll show that again. Jey was supposed to win the Intercontinental Championship on Raw. And he did not win. He did not win the championship. I wish he did. It would have been, the crowd would have been crazy in Anaheim, California, which is where the show was at. Fortunately, Jey got screwed by Jimmy. But I could see that he is possibly the next Intercontinental champion. Now, got a little bonus for you guys. That was the end of Monday Night Raw, but this was a hell of a main event. Jey versus Gunther. I want to see this match again. I don't know about you guys in the live chat and the playback. I want to see this match again. But meanwhile, that was the end of Monday Night Raw. That was the end of the show. Yes, brother for IC title. Yes, that would be a great setup too. Jey wins the belt. Despite all that, we had a good Raw, very good Raw. But, after the show, we saw that Jey was, obviously attacked by Jimmy. Cody came out. He came out and everything to look out for his boy. We know he good. But one thing we know, CM Punk came out. We had a little surprise. CM Punk made a surprise appearance after the show. Now, we see Jey in one corner, healing up from the attack by his brother Jimmy. We see Cody looking out for his boy. We know Jey and Cody got history. They were tag team champions at one point for a very short time. But Cody talked to the crowd, Anaheim. He said, hey, let me bring out the voice of the voiceless, And little do we know, CM Punk make his return.
I'm back.
So CM Punk comes out to the show, talks to the crowd, and he said, he's still down about his injury. He said the next time Anaheim, California will see him, he will be in wrestling gear. He'll be laced up in boots, ready to go. So I think CM Punk's letting us know that, he had this. We know CM Punk got the surgery, out 6 to 8 months, I believe. Maybe, hopefully, he come back sooner, depending on how the rehab goes after the surgery. He said that, I guess he let the crowd know he's still here. He ain't gonna make WrestleMania. He's still around, but maybe he was in the area. He said he watched the show backstage and he just had to come out. So CM Punk made that known to the audience. He hugged Cody and everything, but definitely, it was definitely interesting to see that Cody, brought CM Punk out, and CM Punk came out and talked to the crowd. But yeah, it's crazy though. Definitely crazy, but definitely crazy show. That was surprising because this was on WWE's YouTube page. This was announced maybe 5-6 hours ago. And no, unless you was there at the show live in Anaheim, California, no one knew that CM Punk was going to show up on Raw, make a TV appearance, because we know he's currently injured. So I think this was great that CM Punk came out, talked to the crowd, and they said Anaheim, California, like it was a great live crowd, great everything. So it was good to see that CM Punk showed up, and I can't wait for him to come back. We miss him not being in the ring. I know he just came back and he got hit with an injury following Royal Rumble, but I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with CM Punk when he comes back. But other than that, decent Raw, very good Raw. Now I gotta give my final grading on Raw. Speaking of which, let me give my final grading. What did I think of Monday Night Raw? Let's see. What did I think of the show? Let me get my final grading on this one. This was a good show. Very good show. And my grading is 4 out of 5. That's my final grading. And I give 4 out of 5 because the main event match was great between Jey and Gunther, and Cody and Drew was the opening match. That women's segment really bummed me out. I think it was a little too much. Whatever. And I think it was drawn out. Thank God Nia Jax saved the day. And Nia Jax, and Rhea had a great segment. I think it was a good show. Other than that, 4 out of 5. Okay. Salute to Uncle Jackie Sports Variety Network. Check out the channel. We talk about sports and variety topics. Thanks for coming out, man. You got a question for Ray. You said, how's the Elimination Chamber card look? Man, bro, you must read my mind. I was going to get to that soon, but I'm going to get to that shortly. Now, like I said, the show was great. Great appearance by CM Punk. Great match by Chad Gable and Ivar. Great, like I said, great stacked Elimination Chamber women's. We got Raquel coming back. So great stuff. Everything. So let's see. Goodbread just pretty much I was right about to get into it, but he asked the question. I'm gonna give it to him. Let's see. He asked, how does the Elimination Chamber card look? And as we know that the Elimination Chamber is this upcoming Saturday. So let's see. What do we have for the Elimination Chamber? Because we know it's upcoming Saturday. So let's see. What do we have next? Let me see. We have this card. This is the card for Elimination Chamber. As we can see, we have the women's Elimination Chamber. We have, of course, all the women of Liv Morgan. We have the returning Raquel Rodriguez, Naomi, Becky, Bianca, Tiffany. But anyway, we do have also the men's. We also have Kevin, Bobby, Drew, Randy, LA Knight, and Logan Paul. Then the main event, like in the front center, Nia versus Rhea for the Women's World Championship. We have a little segment here of Grayson Waller talking about doing a segment with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Then, of course, we have a tag team championship match for the undisputed tag team championships. We have Bloodline, which is Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, formerly known as Butch. I forgot the name of their new tag team, but that's what we got. And let's see. Is this like a Royal Rumble with pins? Um, Elimination Chamber match is a match where there's 6 participants inside a chamber, and each one gets called similar to a Royal Rumble. It's a little bit of Royal Rumble. Um, it's a little bit of Royal Rumble, a little bit of Survivor Series, a little bit of War Games, and it's Elimination Chamber. And whoever's each person loses by pinfall inside the chamber, and the last one standing is the winner of the Elimination Chamber match. Sometimes for a world championship. In this case, it's for a world championship opportunity at WrestleMania 40 for men's and women's. So that's Elimination Chamber. There's men and women's. The initial Elimination Chamber match started at 2002 Survivor Series with Shawn Michaels winning the first ever event. And we have 4 matches on the card for Elimination Chamber. Men's Elimination Chamber match, women's Elimination Chamber match, a women's world title match, and we have the tag team match, and we have a little segment of Grayson Waller effect. So that is not a match, that is a segment on the bottom left-hand corner. So yes, we have that. Also, let's see. Yes, Logan Paul's in the match. I'm surprised too, because he's United States champion. I guess they needed him for, to make the match look good. And yes, this 4 matches like War Games. And like Gilbert said here, 2 people start, they once enter every 2 minutes. Yes. Thank you for clearing that up, good bread. But yes. And yes, that is Elimination Chamber. And also Elimination Chamber is a part of the road to WrestleMania. It's after the Royal Rumble and before WrestleMania. So it used to be Fastlane years ago. Now it's Elimination Chamber. They used to go back and forth. But that is what we have for Elimination Chamber. And it's this Saturday at 4 a.m. Also, if for you guys, that's wherever time zone you're in, country, these are the times as well. For Central Standard Time, it'll be 4 a.m. If you're Australian, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 a.m. 4 a.m. for Central Standard Time, as I stated. Mountain Standard Time, 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 a.m. and Hawaiian Standard Time, 12 a.m. So this is Elimination Chamber. It will be in Perth, Australia. These are the times for Elimination Chamber. These are the times depending on what region you're in. So these are the times listed. All depend on what time zone you're in. So let's let you know this is not a United States branded event. This will be out of the country. So depending on what time zone you're in, this is the setup. So if you see your standard time, depending on what region, what time zone you're in, that's the time you will watch it. I know I'm Central Standard Time, as I stated before, and it will be 4 a.m. for me. 4 a.m. is for me. But I don't know what time zone other people. I know some people is in Eastern Standard Time, which would be New York, Virginia. Pacific would be like Los Angeles, California. So that's a setup for it. But other than that, this was a great Raw. Now, with that being said, let's see. Damon going to cash on a U.S. title. I hope not. I don't want to see that again. Well, I would prefer a world title, but that's neither here nor there. I don't want to see that happen. That would be very boring and very whack. I hope it don't go down like that. But with that being said, that is the end of WWE RAW Live Show Commentary Reaction. Before we start the bonus round, we have to say our goodbyes to X because we will only cover that on YouTube, only for Red Carpet Ring, not X as well. So if you want to check out more, come to the Red Carpet Ring on YouTube. And like I said before, it's time to kick off the bonus round. We are going to talk about it right now. We're going to talk about who will stop Gunther's legendary title reign. So let's get that going. And let's see, what do I mean by who will stop the reign? Let's get it going. So we are here at the bonus round. Who will stop Gunther's legendary reign? Who will stop his legendary reign? Who's going to stop it? My main question is, who should become the new Intercontinental Champion for Gunther? That's the question. Let's talk about it. So Gunther, as we know, is the Intercontinental Champion. He's been champion for quite some time. But let's talk about his run. Let's talk about how he's been doing as champion. Gunther has been champion for quite some time. He's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in history. He's also been champion for over 620 plus days. So he's been a tear. Now, he initially won the championship back in June 10th, 2022 from Ricochet on SmackDown. Ricochet was the previous champion. Since Ricochet was the previous champion, Gunther's still the champion. But he's been doing his thing as champion. His title run has been lackluster, to say the least. Nothing lackluster about his title. It's been spectacular. It's been dominant. It's been amazing. It's been dominant. It's been everywhere you can think of in a book to describe his championship run as Intercontinental Champion. I do see him become the world champion. That's probably why I said about to say world champion. He could eventually be a world champion in the future. I don't know when, but definitely do not sleep on Gunther. He's definitely been doing his thing as Intercontinental Champion. Let's see. I will book David and cash in on him. He should have lost last night. That would have been better. Then in Mania, Jey could have left the title vacant. We got to Bloodline, Admiral Parks, Cody. That's actually a great booking story. Great booking there. Because as much as I don't want Damian cash on the United States title, he could cash for the IC title. It make Gunther still look strong because he lost to a cash in. It's actually not bad. But anyway, meanwhile, Gunther has been making the IC title relevant again. And we know that by his matches that he had in the feuds. He's faced off against matches just by Ricochet, Xavier Woods. He faced off against Drew McIntyre, Sheamus. Recently, Chad Gable and Jey Uso. He has been doing great as Intercontinental Champion. Recently celebrated his 600 plus day reign on Monday Night Raw. Just had the match with Jey Uso. And I stated this before that Jey Uso was originally scheduled to defeat Gunther to become the new Intercontinental Champion. Obviously, that did not happen. They decided to keep the title on Gunther and let him retain his championship and continue his long, monumental reign as Intercontinental Champion. So, Intercontinental Champion, we know that was not getting respected for a long time. They was crapping all over it. There were times the Intercontinental Championship wasn't even defended on TV. It wasn't shown for a long time. They made a joke out of it, made a mockery of it. And I know Chris Jericho stated in an interview inside the ropes that Vince McMahon says no one cares about the Intercontinental Championship. In his words, he said no one gives a F about the championship. So Vince McMahon was not booking that championship like it should be. Now it's being booked like almost literally a workman's championship and a secondary championship to the World Heavyweight Championship on Monday Night Raw. I like the fact that Gunther is the guy to make it look good, but it's not surprised me because Gunther, remember the old NXT UK Championship when he was the Walter character, which is a real name, by the way. He held that for 870 days. So Gunther's known for holding titles for a long period of time, but this Intercontinental Championship is much more significant than the NXT UK Championship. No disrespect to the UK title, and it's retired. But I will say this, even though Gunther's been on a great run as Intercontinental Champion, he has been pushed to the limit. He's been pushed to the limit, and we saw this with Chad Gable. We faced off against, 3 times? And now recently, Jey Uso, the match they had on Monday Night Raw for the Intercontinental Championship. So he's definitely been pushed to the limit. He's definitely, saw signs that he could lose the championship at any given moment. And he's prevailed and able to retain his championship, whether it's on free TV on Monday Night Raw or a PLE event. It does not matter. And I said that before. And also, he doesn't need interference from the Imperium, similar to Roman Reigns in the Bloodline. He doesn't need that. He got it. Gunther has it under control. He is called the ring general for a reason. He leads his matches in very, very dominant and professional form. And said right here, Goodbread said it too. He does not cheat to win. Absolutely. He doesn't need to. He's a ring general. When you're the ring general, you don't need to cheat to win. All you gotta do is show why you're the champion and just show the work you put in to win and the work you put in to keep the title. Not just win it, but to keep it. He's been pushed though, I will say that. But my thing is, there are candidates that are able to defeat Gunther. And who do I mean by that? Like I said before, Jey Uso was originally scheduled to win the title. And he almost beat Gunther, but almost doesn't count. And Jey Uso did not win the Intercontinental Championship. So I believe these three names are Chad Gable, Jey Uso, and also besides Jey Uso, leader of the Yeet movement, let's not forget maybe Sami Zayn, former Intercontinental Champion. I think these three guys have what it takes to beat Gunther. Now, Chad Gable, like I said before, he had several matches against Gunther on Raw. He actually defeated Gunther by countout, but the title can't switch hands due to a countout or disqualification, and he got Gunther. Even Gunther gave Chad Gable his props. Then Jey Uso recently on Monday Night Raw, this episode of February 19th Raw, he was scheduled to win. And we have Sami Zayn, who's in the crossroads, don't know what to do. Sami's in this drawn-out, boring feud with Shinsuke Nakamura. When that's done, he's going to want to find his place. He may not win the world title, but Sami Zayn can very well win the Intercontinental Championship, as he was a former Intercontinental Champion before. But Gunther, you have to realize, he started this journey on SmackDown. Okay, he started his journey on SmackDown, and he led all the way to Raw. So he's been doing his thing. He's just been making it so relevant. He got drafted to Raw, and it's like we saw the great matches he did on SmackDown, but they got much better once he got drafted to Raw. Now, with the next draft, I see him staying on Raw. He ain't going to go back to SmackDown unless he's a world champion. But he's on SmackDown, like I said, drafted to Raw, made his dominance. Every week, every time I look at Gunther putting on these matches, I'm thinking this is going to be a 4, if not a 5-star match, a 4.5-star match. He never disappoints us in the ring. And like I said, the Clash at the Castle he had against Sheamus was amazing. And, he had another match last year, WrestleMania 39, against a triple threat at that, against not just Sheamus but Drew McIntyre, and that was one of the best matches of the year, along with the Clash at the Castle, which was also best match of the year. He is doing his thing. Gunther, we need to put some respect on his name, man. We do. I say Clash at the Castle, amazing match. WrestleMania 39, another amazing match. He does not disappoint us. Then Chad Gable, great match there. It's nothing that Gunther. He's holding it down. He's holding Intercontinental Championship down. Now, other than Roman Reigns, he's the most dominant champion. That's the Roman Reigns, not Seth Rollins, not Rhea Ripley. I would say him of all champions in WWE, not just world champions, all of it. If you line up the champions, you got Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief. I got to put Gunther in the number 2 spot. Then you could put Rhea Ripley and Seth Rollins, and then it falls all the way down to Logan Paul for the United States title and the tag team belts. But we got to give Gunther his props. He's held everything together. He's done everything. Yes, I said that earlier, he put NXT UK on his back. He was the former champion of that. He held it for, I believe, 840 days. But like I said, at some given point, despite Gunther prevailing, despite Gunther putting on great matches, despite Gunther having the very, very best that WWE has to offer when it comes to his Intercontinental Championship, at some given point in time. We don't know when, but I do know this, that at some point that Gunther will have to lose eventually, sooner than later. And the reason I say it because Gunther is running out of opponents. After Chad Gable and Jey Uso and Sammy, if one of those three guys don't beat him, who will? So he's going to lose the belt, and also this is going to have to it puts Gunther, in the world title scene. He's going to become a world title champion. He's going to be a world champion at some point. He's going to have to be. That's the way I see it. So yes, it's definitely that's why I say that, because Gunther is going to be positioned to be a world champion. And normally, back in the old days, the Intercontinental Championship was a stepping stone championship to position you to become a main eventer, to position you to become a world champion. Now, I know back in those days, it was not 2 world titles. He could be the world heavyweight champion or the undisputed universal champion. I don't care what title it is. But Gunther will be a world champion at some given point. And in order for him to be a world champion and to at least be put in the world title picture, he's going to have to lose the Intercontinental Championship at some point. That's the only way that will happen. Now, we know from history states that also that the Ultimate Warrior was the only man in history to hold a world title and a Intercontinental title simultaneously. We know that, but that's not been done since, and I don't see Gunther doing that just yet, or at all for that matter. I would like to see him. He already holds the record for the longest reigning Intercontinental champion. He doesn't need to hold both world title and IC title. He just needs to get to the world title picture. LA Knight. Think about LA Knight. They said that LA Knight is more positioned to win the United States Championship compared to the Intercontinental Championship. He could be a very good opponent, but they're positioning him to beat Logan Paul for that title. But the question is, that's the question, because we haven't seen since Warrior. Would you guys like to see Gunther a double champion? And I mean by that, him being an IC title and world title holder at the same time. Is that something that we can see WWE doing with him? Is that possible? Is that something you guys like to see? I don't know. Would that work? I don't think it will work because we have too many people on the Raw and SmackDown roster. And if he does do that, he will have to lose the IC belt immediately. But I don't think he needs that because, like I said, Gunther already has had a monumental reign. He already holds the record that I don't think nobody's going to beat for a very, very, very long time, as it took over 35 years for Honky Tonk Man record to be beaten by Gunther. So I don't think he needs to be a double champion, but some may feel otherwise. It's just a thought, a theory to put out there. I don't think that's necessary at all. I don't think so at all. But Gunther, he's definitely going to be a world title. He's still going to be in a world title picture, and he will be a world champion at some given point. I do see that happening, but like I said, LA Knight could be a good opponent. Now, let's say, since Gilbert brought that up, let's just say for sake of argument, let's say that LA Knight does not. Well, before we get to that, let's see what people think about my question. No, we are tired of titles being locked up. We need tag team titles separate. I agree. Like I said, it's a theory. Nothing does not need to be double champion. But like I said, some people may feel otherwise. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. But the other question I was going to say, let's say for the sake of argument, let's say that LA Knight challenges Logan Paul for the United States Championship. Let's say he's unsuccessful in challenging Logan Paul for the title. Let's say Logan Paul cheats. Let's say he hits him with the brass knuckles like he did Rey Mysterio when he won the belt. Could we see LA Knight becoming the Intercontinental Champion? Could that actually happen? Could we get could we get that? Could he be the guy to defeat Gunther? I know, because we know the LA Knight is very popular still. Maybe Lil Steam has died off, but could he get drafted to Raw and challenge for the Intercontinental Championship? If he don't win the United States Championship, or he can win the United States Championship, have a little run, then that ends, he go on become IC champ before he becomes a world champion. Could LA Knight be a challenger for the Intercontinental Champion? It could very well happen. It could be. I'm not saying it won't be, but it could be. It would be great if he is, though. Who don't like LA Knight as Intercontinental Champion or United States Champion? But like I said before, LA Knight has momentum, but they're gonna have to figure a way to get that into the feud. Now that's only if Jey or Chad Gable do not win the title. I like to win it over Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has already been Intercontinental Champion before, more than once actually too. So I would like to see that happen. LA Knight on the other one. I can't see any other formidable opponents. And the only reason I didn't mention LA Knight because he is currently a SmackDown superstar, in which his title, secondary title, he will compete for, like I said, would be United States Championship. But it doesn't hurt to mention it down the line. Because Gunther was also on SmackDown when he started his championship run. He got drafted to Raw. So anything's possible. LA Knight could get drafted to Raw, just like Gunther did last year. But like I said, I could very well see Gunther losing the belt soon. I don't know when he'll lose. He could lose at WrestleMania 40. He could lose at Money in the Bank. Or he could lose at SummerSlam. He's going to lose the belt at one of those given times. Or like Gilbert said earlier, Damian Priest decided to invoke his Money in the Bank contract and cash in on Intercontinental Champion, which is Gunther. Who knows? But one of those three events, I see him losing the belt. One of those three events, I see happening. It could sound a little off, but I very well see it happening. I don't see why not. But like I said, it's definitely something to think about because he's going to have to lose the belt at some given point. Do you guys think he'll lose at WrestleMania 40 or Money in the Bank or SummerSlam, a big event? Or if not one of those events, we got a new event this year. It's coming. It's the first time ever. Maybe, and it's supposed to be in Germany, maybe Bash at the Berlin. That's also this year, and I think it's supposed to be maybe this summer or end of summer. And that's pretty much the event that's going to shut down AEW's All In. It's going to shut that down. That's the answer to AEW All In for you guys who don't know. That's why they doing that. Low key. But you ain't hear from me. But anyway, he could lose that Bash at the Berlin because Gunther, he's a foreigner. He could maybe lose another country. But the question is, no matter when he loses it, we just got to find out who's going to beat him. That's the thing. So I think I said that wrong. I think it's Bash in Berlin. Let me correct that. That's how I know that's the answer to AEW's All In. You have AEW All In, Bash in Berlin. But like I said, this is going to be in Berlin, Germany this year. So just keep that in mind. And we do know that Gunther is from Australia. So maybe he'll lose it in a foreign country. Who knows? But I do see him lose the belt at some given point. He's going to have to. He's going to have to at some point. It don't matter how you slice it. Gunther's going to have to lose the match. Not like I said, it's not a bad thing, but there are candidates that will beat him. and he's been putting in great work. He's been putting in so much work that the Intercontinental title is almost just as important as the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. Is one of the most important belts, in WWE. AEW coming down to Georgia in March. Okay. Yeah, AEW ain't been the same these days, but back to Gunther. He's about to lose the belt at some given point, and I would like to see which candidates is going to beat him. Will it be Jey? Will it be Chad Gable? Will it be Sami Zayn? Or like a new person we could add to the mix? He's not a Raw superstar. Or LA Knight. One of these four guys could very well be a very, very good candidate to defeat Gunther at any event. It could be any event for all we know. It could be, but I will say it'll be on a big stage. So like I said, I could see it being at a big event or a new event. But I definitely see it happening at some point. He's been champ, like I said, over 620 days. And it could be at one of these four events: WrestleMania 40, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam 2024, or Bash in Berlin. Mark my words, he's not going to lose the belt on Monday Night Raw. It's going to be at a big stage. I do see that very well happening with him. His Gunther, like I said, has been champ for over 620 plus days and counting. But he will lose at some point. He will lose to that. He'll lose at that event. He's going to lose some event. I don't know when, but it's coming. And like I said, I want to see Gunther put in the world title picture because we know he's good. Finn is good too. Yeah, we can have Finn if you want, but I don't think he'll be the one to beat him. But I would say one of the four men: LA Knight, Sammy, Chad, or Jey. Four men could beat him easily. So there's no way I can't see him not losing to a very good opponent. Now, the only person I will say, we have some wild cards. We have a couple wild cards. Now, I know they're actually good guys too. They're good wrestlers, I mean. I would say we can add Finn Balor to this too, since Goodbread brought that up. But I'm going to add these three men right now. And these are wild cards. I don't think they'll win the belt from Gunther, but I have to highlight it and give them their respect. The wild cards we have will be Bronson Reed, Finn Balor, or Ivar. These guys could be the wild cards to become Intercontinental Champion. And Bronson Reed and Ivar have both challenged Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship already. Finn Balor has not yet, as he's still currently the Tag Team Champion. So these are wild cards, and these are all Raw superstars, by the way. So let's not count them out. They are not my favorites to win the Intercontinental Championship from Gunther, but they very well could be men that you don't want to forget about. They'll be somewhere in the rear view, especially Bronson Reed. He's put on great matches lately. He had a great match against Bobby Lashley last week for Elimination Chamber qualifying match, even though he did not win the match. Still something to highlight, still something to look out and check out. So I'm not going to forget about Mr. Big Bronson Reed. And Ivar, he's another guy that's been putting on great matches. He had a great match against Kofi Kingston. He just had a match against Chad Gable, the guy that that I say could be a favorite to win. He had a great match against that too. So let's not forget about Ivar. Ivar has actually been doing his thing since his tag team partner Eric has went out with a neck injury back in November of last year. So Ivar has been doing great as a singles competitor. And he's been winning good matches, very good matches. So let's not ignore him either. And of course, Finn Balor, who is a current tag team champion with Damian Priest. Now, if Damian Priest does not cash in on Gunther, he could maybe Finn Balor could get the title instead. Maybe very well he could do that. Maybe very well he can. So let's not forget that. Damian Priest, I'm not going to throw him in there because he needs to be focusing on the world title. Romans or Seth, I don't care which one. So I ain't going to throw him in there. And we saw that happen last Money Bank contract. And it was even a cash. It was an attempt and failed with Austin Theory for the United States Championship. We don't want to see that again. But like I said, these are the wild cards we have. And these are very good 3 wild cards. So Finn Balor, like Goodbridge said, but Bronson and Ivar, who've been putting on great matches as of late. So these are very, very good guys to do that. So I don't see why it wouldn't be. So Gunther, he just, like I said, very monumental run, but it has, they say, all good things come to an end. And Gunther has nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to be ashamed of at all. You know? But like I said, Gunther needs to move on and become a world champion. And let's not forget too that Gunther's been in the Final 4 for Royal Rumble 2 years in a row. Let's not forget that. He was the last one that Cody Rhodes eliminated last year. And he was the third to be eliminated this year before St. Paul was eliminated. That's another reason why he should let go of this IC belt and become a world champion. Not only did he prove it by holding a secondary championship and making it the very prestigious as he can bestly can be, but he was showed the Iron Man work ethic. He was literally the Iron Man in the past 2 Royal Rumbles. This is another reason why he should be Intercontinental Champion. That's why he should win this belt. I don't see any other reason why not. But I do see him being a world champion in the future. It may not even be right away. He could have some very good feuds to make him look good as a stable star without a title before winning the world title. But like I said, I could very well see him losing a belt at one of these 4 events. WrestleMania 40 we have in April. Money in the Bank, July. SummerSlam, August. Bash in Berlin, I believe that's August too. Bash in Berlin and SummerSlam are both in August. So he's going to lose the belt before the summer is over. That's a guarantee. I do believe that. I do believe that will happen. He is not getting close to the world titles. He better use his head if he wants a title. Like I said, maybe not right away with the world title, but he's going to be positioned to eventually become a world champion. I just don't know which one. More likely the world heavyweight champion. Gunther's definitely ready for Seth. It sucks that we have to watch Drew beat him. Yeah, Drew's going to beat Seth. Because Seth is out currently with an injury. So yes, that will happen. And don't forget, Damian Priest can still cash in and cashing on Drew. It may suck that Drew will beat Seth for the world title at WrestleMania 40, but we could get, like I said, Damian cash in right after that, and he'd be a world champion. Do not forget about Damian Priest. We could say he could cash in on the Intercontinental Championship or United States Championship, but he's held the United States Championship, and he's currently a tag team champion. He needs to be a world champion to at least be a Grand Slam or Triple Crown champ. So let's put that on Damian Priest. But he needs to lose his belt very soon. He may not even lose at WrestleMania 40, but yeah, definitely. We need to see that happen sooner or later. Oh, for Damian. Okay, Damian Priest. Okay. Yeah. Gunther is going to eventually lose his belt. I don't see him holding past no more than that. Maybe 750 day mark, because he has 620. So maybe the 750, 800 day mark. He ain't gonna hold no more past 800 days. If it is, it'll be a little over 800 days. But he ain't gonna be no 900, 1,000 day as Intercontinental Champion. I don't see that happen. I don't, at least. So Gunther needs to lose the belt soon so we can set him up for future opportunities. Yes, definitely. another banger brawl. I gotta get some seats on the third shift or Snoop Brody. Thank you for coming out, Uncle Jackie. I appreciate your support, man. Keep doing your thing over there at Uncle Jackie Sports and Variety Network. Great content over there. Check it out. But yeah, Gunther is pretty much, it's going to be in the road him very soon. I don't see why it wouldn't be. But somebody needs to defeat this man. Somebody. And there's somebody very well that could do that. At least from my end, I can see it happening. So that's the way it's going to go down. Definitely how I see it going down. Now, we'll have to see what happens next. Only time will tell of when Gunther is going to lose his title. But we do know that someone needs to become the Intercontinental Champion at some given point in time. I don't care what it is, but it's going to be before the summer's over. And we just need a new champion. We just need a new champion regardless. We definitely need a new champion. Whoever the man is for the job. It's just, you got some big shoes to fill because Gunther made that title famous and prestigious, to say the least. So much salute to Gunther. I know he's going to continue his 628 plus day reign. He's going to do whatever he can to retain his championship because the title reign is so important. He's going to do every step he takes. He's going to make sure he retains his belt. So I love the fact they put some respect on his title and the United States title as well. But we know the Intercontinental Championship is WWE's branded title. The United States came originally from NWA to WCW to WWE. So this is why they put the Intercontinental Championship more forefront than they do the United States Championship. Hence why it's more prestigious. So definitely, you guys let me know what you think of that. Other than that, that's all I have regarding who should become the new Intercontinental Champion. Who will stop Gunther's legendary reign? You guys in live chat and comment section on the playback, you let me know who's going to stop this man's run because he has been going 100 miles and running, and he can't be stopped. Soon, 2 videos will pop up for Red Carpet Ring on YouTube. First video is, should the developmental brand get a women's secondary title? Secondly, check out the TV show Love in WWE, Bianca Montez, Love in WWE Episode 3 recap, as I will do more recap episodes. Until then, it is OUT.